From getting caught with a different woman in a hotel room to stealing your teammate's wife, footballers live the luxury life and bag the prettiest chicks in the world. But some ballers simply aren't satisfied with what they've got and get busted trying to chase other women. These are the 10 footballers who got caught cheating, and at number 1, Gerard Piqué and his celebrity wife had the biggest split of 2022. Gerard Piqué and Colombian pop star Shakira seem to have a perfect life. Their love story looked like a page off a storybook. They met in 2010 at the World Cup in South Africa, when Piqué was representing the Spanish national team, and Shakira was set to perform her hit song Waka Waka at the opening ceremony. Once Piqué set eyes on Shakira backstage, he knew she'd be the perfect woman for him, even though she was way older and he's a centre-back, but he took his shot instead. They both got talking, and after Shakira asked Piqué when she'd see him again, Piqué responded by telling her he'd see her at the closing ceremony, and that he'd get his Spanish team to the World Cup final just to see her. Pretty sure Shakira thought Piqué was bluffing, but true to his word, he did it. Got to the final with Spain, and won the entire thing. Piqué and Shakira hooked up months later, got married, and had 2 kids, named Sasha and Milan. And for years, it looked like they were the power couple of Barcelona. But in 2022, out of the blue, the news came out to shock everyone that they were going to split up. Now, guys like myself decided to dig deeper into the case, and the stuff I found, it'll blow your mind. Shakira was accusing Piqué of cheating on her, and to confirm it, she dropped him in a subtle diss in her next song. A wolf like me is not for rookies. Whoa, she legit called him out using bars. Piqué never said a word about the whole thing, instead asking for privacy in taking care of his 2 kids. And that was it. At least that's what I thought. Until the rumors came out to reveal the woman Piqué was cheating on Shakira with. And you're not gonna believe who. His teammate Gavi's mum. What the hell, bro? The rumors about this remained unclear, but I'm just saying that if they were, that would be messed up. Kind of feels like this whole cheating thing happens with a lot of centre-backs. The popular ones too, because this next dude needs no introduction. John Terry. Scratch that, he's Mr. Chelsea. John Terry played all his career at Chelsea and is arguably the biggest player in the club's history. But that doesn't mean he never had his dark moments. And it doesn't get any darker than the time he had to lose the England captaincy because of a pretty dicey situation. See, at the time, Terry's national teammate, Wayne Bridge, was having a messed up relationship with his wife, Vanessa Purancell. And at that point, it looked crystal clear that they were going to split and break up. But some fans still had hope that these two were going to get back together. And I guess there's one fan who didn't want this to happen, and personally made sure these two never made up. Terry was spotted on multiple occasions going over to Vanessa's apartment, but at first he denied the entire thing, until the case became so heated it had to go to court. Once Terry was ordered to speak up, the evidence was clear. The dude was having an affair. For Terry, this was only the beginning, because now his personal life and his career were on the line. Terry already had a wife named Toonie Poole, whom he married in 2007. So the news of him cheating definitely won't have been something she'd have been planning on discussing anytime soon. This was only half the issue, because on the other hand, his international career was on the verge of being destroyed. With David Beckham picking up multiple injuries and being out of form, Terry was made captain of the English national team. And all of this was just a few months before the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. In the end, the English manager at the time, Fabio Capello, didn't want any unnecessary drama distracting his team from training and qualification. And that's when he made the decision to strip Terry of the captaincy. Damn, Terry was on the ropes because he just couldn't stick to his wife. The whole incident reached breaking point a few weeks later when Terry and Bridge clashed in the Premier League. And if you didn't know these two had an issue going on before the game, well, you definitely have after this.
No handshake or even a glance between John Terry and Wayne Bridge.
No handshakes, just cold blood. Lucky for Terry, his wife Toonie decided to stick with him after the incident, and he hasn't been in the news for stuff like this ever since. Lucky man. Maybe it's a Chelsea thing. I mean, Terry's defensive partner at Chelsea found himself in a situation, only this time he made his worse. Ashley Cole and Cheryl Tweedy's crashed marriage has to be one of the most painful breakups of all time. Ashley Cole messed up badly. Cole and Tweedy first met in 2004, when Cole was still still at Arsenal, and later in December of that year, they decided to go public with their relationship. And 2 years on, in 2006, when Cole had moved from Arsenal to Chelsea, they got married. But the 4 years that followed was anything but peaceful. Barely a few months into the marriage, Cole was accused of cheating on his partner with her hairdresser, Amy Walton. At first, he denied everything and insisted he was clean, but once Amy went public with the relationship, all hell broke loose. Cheryl became so angry that she legit told Cole he'd ruined their relationship and destroyed their marriage, and was even threatening to divorce him early on. But I guess Cole ain't silky smooth with his defensive skills for nothing, because he somehow found a way to make Cheryl forgive him and move on with the marriage. And in the years that followed, it looked like he'd gone past that cheating era and had actually changed, until the rumors came out again, and this time there was no stopping the chaos that followed. Turns out Cole had been cheating on Cheryl with multiple women and was paying them to cover it up. Once, one of these women came out and admitted that Cole had paid her $10,000 so she wouldn't say the truth. They all followed suit and equally came out, and Cole knew his game was up. This time, Cheryl wasn't even interested in any type of negotiation. She filed for divorce straight up and proceeded to find legal settlements to break off Cole. In the end, their divorce was finalized, and Cheryl and Cole broke up and went their separate ways. Damn, she gave him a second chance and he still messed it up. Sad stuff. Guess Wayne Rooney learned from Cole's mistake, man. Right after his second chance, he stayed off that lane for good. Now, for Wayne Rooney, it's pretty hard to defend the dude. He was cheating on his wife with multiple women, and even worse, cheated on her by watching Mr. Football's videos alone and subscribing without showing her how to. I don't think you can forgive that, to be fair, but somehow she did. Rooney even came out himself to admit that he hadn't been faithful to his wife early on and blamed it on him still being young and dumb in the early days of their marriage back then. And after saying all this, he stuck to his word and his wife. Now they've got 4 kids and a happy marriage that's still going on. In fact, his son Kai has already started balling for the Manchester United Academy. And in a couple of years, Rooney and his wife may just have produced another generation of Rooney that'll be ready to take Old Trafford by storm. Again, Rooney's one lucky dude. Plus, he didn't have to pay over $8 million in court settlements like this next Premier League legend did. Thierry Henry is one of the greatest players of his generation. On the pitch, he was a silky smooth baller. He had everything from tricks to skills and goals, and that ability to steal the show in front of thousands of people. But I'm guessing off the pitch, his skills weren't that smooth, because one time Thierry Henry decided to cheat on his wife. He got busted open. Henry and his wife Marie Claire had been married since the early 2000s, and for years seemed to be living the perfect life away from the cameras and all the media drama. But once Henry landed in Barcelona, he became different. Henry allegedly started seeing Swedish makeup artist Sadie Hewlett, and once it blew up in the British press, it was everywhere. Henry's wife Marie filed for a divorce and claimed this was because Henry had committed irresponsible behaviour. I think that's a load of grammar for someone who messed up bad. The court decided to grant Marie's request, got them the divorce, and Henry was ordered to pay his ex-wife $8 million as compensation. That's what cheating costs. I'm staying faithful to my pet dog Rufus for life. These days, Henry left his role as an assistant coach in Belgium to become a pundit on broadcast TV. But back when he was still in the position, he had to intervene in a fight between 2 teammates who were threatening to ruin the national team because of a woman. Thibaut Courtois and Kevin De Bruyne. These two were both signed by Chelsea at the same time and are both Belgian, so you'd easily think they'd have been friends from the beginning. But this was the opposite. They became bitter enemies. See, at the time, De Bruyne was dating Caroline Lingen, but their relationship had hit the rocks and was threatening to collapse. Caroline accused De Bruyne of not being able to care for her properly, so she asked for them to go on a break, hopped on a plane to Spain in search of answers, and found them in the gloves of De Bruyne's teammate, Courtois. When the news of Courtois and Caroline's relationship became public, De Bruyne and Courtois immediately came into the spotlight, and the news from the Belgian camp was that both players weren't even speaking to each other. Imagine losing a homie because he stole your girl. That's the ultimate betrayal. De Bruyne and Courtois threatened to cause a fight in the Belgian national team camp, but lucky for them, the coaches got involved and the case got settled in-house. Courtois and Caroline have remained together ever since and are even engaged. De Bruyne's got a wife and kids now, so he's definitely moved on, I hope. Still, that comment from Caroline on Courtois giving her more in one night than De Bruyne ever did in the relationship must get to him. Because every time he faced Courtois at club level, he always goes extra hard and only scores bangers. Guess I know why now. De Bruyne and Courtois probably got roped into this one one by accident. But when Olivier Giroud got caught cheating, it was all his fault. Just before Arsenal faced Crystal Palace in a league game in 2014, Olivier Giroud thought it would be the perfect time to get a little cozy with a woman who wasn't his wife in a private hotel room. Only problem was that this woman wasn't prepared to keep this sneaky situation a secret. And once Giroud was outside the bathroom, his sneaky link took a photo of him without his shirt on, posted it online, and yeah, his wife saw it. Giroud immediately owned up to the dumb thing he'd done and promised that he and the woman in question didn't get personal, and his wife forgave him for that. Maybe it's because he told the truth. Sometimes honesty is the best policy, even if it means telling the truth would cost you over 80k followers, like it did for Neymar. Neymar's a party animal, and his love life has been like his injuries, consistent. But there is one girl who did manage to get deep into Neymar, Bruna Biancardi. Neymar really loved Bruna, man. He even had tattooed on his skin. So when they were on the verge of breaking up in 2021, Neymar was determined to save the situation, so he typed a heartfelt apology, not to her on IG, where he admitted to cheating. I guess Neymar was hoping to win a couple of fans and Bruna over to his side, but it kind of backfired at first, because instead, Neymar lost over 80k followers after making his apology note public. He should have taken notes from Peter Crouch, because when he got caught cheating, he handled the situation like a pro. In 2010, Crouch went on a boys' weekend with a couple of his guys in Madrid, but they probably took things too far, with Crouch forgetting he was married to a solid 10 and having an affair with a local Spanish woman. The news got leaked, and for Crouch, he was going to get cooked. He and his fiancée, Abby Clancy, were 3 months away from getting married, but this cheating scandal put all of this on the ropes. Still, Crouch handled the situation like a pro, got his wife Abby to forgive and marry him, and is still married to a 10. What a guy. All these cheating stories so far have been crazy, but nothing beats the time Mauro Icardi stole his teammate's family. When he first came to Sampdoria, Mauro Icardi was a young Argentine kid still trying to find his way in the game. So meeting a pro like Maxi Lopez at the club was a big thing for him, because Lopez was ready to act like a big bro and help him settle into his new club. But looking at it now, if Lopez could go back to this day, he'd probably have had the club sell Icardi to a club in Antarctica, far away from his family. Icardi settled in with Lopez alright, only problem is he got too familiar. See, Lopez and his wife, Wanda Nara, weren't exactly on talking terms at the time, and since she couldn't get any company from her husband Lopez, the next person she could talk to and open up to was Icardi. Slowly, Icardi and Wanda began to build a relationship behind Lopez's back, and as soon as Lopez and Wanda split, Icardi seized the opportunity and became Wanda's new man. That was painful enough, but Icardi wasn't done, because getting Wanda meant he was also getting Lopez's kids too, and he accepted the deal. He legit took Lopez's family and made them his own. What the hell? I guess the stuff Icardi did must have been a lesson to other Argentine ballers like Messi, because he didn't want to end up like Lopez and lose his family because he let some random person in. So he came up with a new approach for meeting women, and you can find out in the next video by clicking to see Messi reveal why he never touches another woman.